Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by my channel today. My name's Tammy. I own Walnut Creek Bath Boutique. Today I am going to be doing a couple testing recipes on some shampoo bars. Now I did purchase some formulations last year during the whole COVID thing. I really just dived into the shampoo bars pretty ridiculously. I got recipes off of Etsy. I did Susan Barclay's, I bought two, maybe three. And then I also purchased Lisa Lee's. And I've tried them all. I've tried them all. I really like the Etsy one. It is really nice. It's a good solid formula, guys. So if you're looking for one, I would start there because it's cheap. It was only 10 bucks, I think, and it was good. But for some reason, because I like to make things hard on myself, I chose to really focus on the Lisa Lee's formulas. I really just liked it. It was fun. They were interesting. They had all these different, fruit powders and extracts and different things like that, which really do kind of jack up your cost a little bit. But I just thought they were different and fun, and that's kind of where I ended up mostly using. So today I want to test two recipes out of her book. Now every single recipe I've ever made out of that book, I did have to change. They don't hold together for me. They, especially if they get a little thin, they start breaking really easily. I had trouble with that with the Etsy book one too. I do have to quite a bit reformulate some of their percentages. I drop ingredients, I can add ingredients. The biggest thing I have to do is when it calls for noodles, I grind it down to nubs and powder on the SCI noodles. Because I do that, I also have to tweak the ratios on everything else. But that's fine. I didn't mind really doing that. I did the green clean. Yeah, the green clean. I think it took me 4 tries to get that right, and now I have it right. And I'm not changing anything on that bar because it holds well, lasts forever. My customers love it. So anyway, long story long, right? Gosh. Shut up. And I am working on my Nettle and Horsetail shampoo bar. So this one is for normal, oily, and thinning hair. And it's supposed to have like nettle leaf powder in it and horsetail herb powder, which I only have the big, it's not powdered. So what I've done, and I have that in my coffee grinder here. So I have my 2 powders there. I have my SCI and SCS noodles in here. I did grind down my SCI noodles again, pretty fine this time. And in here, I have my Palmarosa and lemongrass essential oil. I have Liquid Dermal Plus and my orange vinegar, which I took off just what I needed for this test batch. I think I'm going to top it off with more apple cider vinegar and let it sit for a couple more weeks before I strain out my orange peels. Oh, and did I say cocoa butter? I have a little cocoa butter in here. So I'm going to just get this started. I don't know if this is going to be a press or if it's going to be in my mold here. This is the first time I've made this, and I don't know that I've made a bunch of changes to it just yet. So I'm not going to be surprised if this doesn't turn out quite so well, and I'll just have to adjust it. But I love the idea. Like, horsetail and nettle leaf are really good for your hair. I guess I just get excited about some of these ingredients. I'm going to go ahead and add this. I washed my freezer bag, so hopefully this will last a few times. I'm going to press one and I'm going to mold one. It's pretty wet. Pretty wet. So this should fit into one of these. All right, one down. So the next test I'm going to do is stimulating shampoo bars, and this has both the SCS and SCI noodles. This one has peppermint leaf powder and lavender buds. So I'm not a huge fan of botanicals in my shampoo bars. I did this one that was called Five Flower. That was really neat, but it had like rose buds. I'm not a huge fan of botanicals in these. They make them pretty. They make them pretty, and but I don't know that I really see the point of having that. Now the powders are one thing, but the full botanicals. In here I have SCI and SCS, and I'm going to go ahead and add my lavender bud powder, which I had to create from my lavender buds. And I need to add peppermint leaf powder. Almost forgot that. Always forgetting something, it seems like. All right. I'm going to mix this in well. See what kind of consistency we come up with. So in my pot here, I have rosemary vinegar, peppermint, lavender, tea tree, and rosemary essential oil blend. I'd like to get to the point where I can use my KitchenAid for this and really get it blended in well. Probably have a better end product with getting it mixed in really, really well. These are going to look very similar. I'm going to have to be very certain of what's what here. Pretty similar in color. I'm going to have to be super careful. All right, on to the last one. This one is what I call Sunset because I use my Sunset essential oil blend in this one. So in here, you probably can't even tell that there's anything in here, but there's that Cupachu butter, argan oil, cetearyl alcohol, and BTMS 50. So that BTMS 50 is nice and conditioning, and I think I'm going to really like this in my hair. I think maybe this is the 4th version of this recipe. I really thought I had it last time, and I made like 12 of them, and they all broke apart. It was just so disheartening, but I really thought I had it. So here we are again. Then I'm going to add my SCI that I have ground up. Add that to this and stir this in. So this is a sulfate-free shampoo bar, and that's why I'm really interested in trying to get this one right, because I want a sulfate-free bar for myself. I like for my dry curly hair to have sulfate-free most of the time. I will use sulfate, maybe once a month to really deep cleanse my hair. But for my weekly washings or bi-weekly washings or whatever the case may be at the time, I want sulfate free. In this little pot, I have my Sunset blend. I have my, which I'll let you know. It's on that EO Calc, and it is called Sunset. Because I can't remember off the top of my head what's in there. I have my apple cider vinegar. I'm using my turmeric and honey this time. And I have some disodium lauryl sulfacetate, which sounds like a sulfate, but it's not. It's not a sulfate. So I have disodium lauryl sulfacetate. DLS, I think people call it. And why not? Why wouldn't you? Oops. It's a very gentle surfactant, the DLS is. Really just trying to get every bit of this wet, so it holds together. What happens when you get those noodles wet is they become sticky, and then they dry, and they dry hard. kind of reminds me of a cast. You get a cast wet, it becomes very sticky, and then it dries rock hard. So, all right, so let's get this one pressed, and I'm going to put it in the mold as well. And I thought about dyeing this orange because it's called Sunset, and you know, that seems slightly appropriate. Okay, I'm done. I am done for the night, I think. I am going to clean up. I am going to save these and keep washing those until I can't use them anymore. And I am going to give it a while. I mean, like several weeks. So one will go to a customer or like a friend to test as far as what it feels like on their hair. So I really want to have one of these for me at my sink. I'm just going to use one every single day. This one's going to a friend. This one up here is mine. I'm so excited to try that. I hope it holds together this time. Finally. Okay, I just wanted to hop on here really quickly. This is a new shampoo bar I'm testing. I just whipped it out really quickly tonight when I got home from work. They're drying. Isn't that cute? So this is scented in peppermint, lycia, and lemon. And as usual, I got that off the EO Calc. But peppermint's supposed to be really good for your scalp and your hair. And I wanted to use peppermint in my shampoo bar. So I found one that had peppermint, and I thought that sounded really bright and fun and clean. And that is actually Soy and Shay's shampoo bar. I am a patron of hers. So I'm testing her recipe. Quick story. Sorry, guys. Quick story. I was only going to make a 100-gram batch because I'm testing it. I didn't want to make the full 700-gram batch. And I'm weighing all my stuff out. And then I realized about halfway through, I was weighing at the 700-gram batch. So half my ingredients were 700-gram batch ingredient amounts. And half of them were the 100. So I just bumped those up to the 700-gram batch ingredient volume or whatever. So yeah, so I made a 700-gram test batch. I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, hopefully they turn out and they dry nice and hard. I can't wait to try this. I did change it just a little bit. I put beer powder in it because I wanted some beer powder. I thought that might be fun. Beer for your hair is supposed to be good. And I put some green tea extract in there because it's something I had on my shelf, and that is also supposed to be pretty good for your hair. So anyway, just a quick update on my shampoo bars. These that I made the other day, this has been maybe 4 days ago. This is hard. That's a winner. Can't wait to try that. And these are going, I have one of these in my bathroom, but they are holding up quite well. Quite well. So I'm really happy so far with both of those. Okay, so update on my new test this with the shampoo bar. It's been 4 days, and it is fairly hard actually, but the edges are very, very soft, and it's crumbly. So I took this one I had that was, you know, half of a bar basically, and I just tested to see how it would do in my little coffee grinder. So I'm going to grind down half of my bars. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to mold them, but first things first, I'm going to grind down, not to powder, but to just like chunky consistency. I've never done this before. I've never seen it done before. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to give it a try. So in she goes. It's breaking up pretty easily like this. Just 2 little pulses. You know, if there's chunks that doesn't get broken up, I'm going to be okay with that. Don't know, guys. Never done this before. The last time I had this happen with the shampoo bar, I trashed the whole batch. I really don't want to trash this, especially after my mistake of my measuring for a 700-gram batch instead of a 100-gram batch. I ended up grinding down all but 3 of the shampoo bars. And I think it looks pretty good. There's still some sticks in there to give it some visual interest, but I think it's going to hold together better. Now I just need a re-wetting type of ingredient in here to kind of moisten everything back up so it can dry solid again. That's kind of my story. That's what I'm going with here. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of my turmeric and, is it turmeric and honey vinegar. I think just that little bit of dampness is all I'm going to need because it's already sticking quite nicely. Yeah, it's almost like a bath bomb. It's, you test it and it's sticking nicely. I am going to repress these really quickly. What do you think? That's a little lopsided, but I think it's going to hold together nicely. And I may have just cracked my, I did. I sure did. I cracked my mold. The dangers of an arbor press, guys. I knew that was a possibility. All right. I think that's going to work out pretty well. They feel better. They look better. They just look like they're going to hold together for the life of this product much more than a few minutes ago. I should have trusted my instincts. I kind of thought I should grind down the SEI noodles when I was making these, and I just didn't. I just didn't. These are now drying. I'm going to give them a few days, and then I'm going to start testing one, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. It has been multiple weeks since I was making my testing shampoo bars, and for sure the Horsetail and the stimulating shampoo bars, they're in. Love them. They're holding up nice. They are strong. They are nice. I mean, they're strong. So those are going to hold up. My testers are very happy with them. I'm happy with them. I put these in my bathroom, and I've just basically have been washing my hands with it, and I'm trying to get the lather that I think a person would have for their hair, if that makes sense. Not more lather than I need for my hand washing, but I'm trying to use it in the same amount of quantity, I guess, as somebody might use it on their hair. Just because I can't test it on my hair, I want to be able to still test it, if that makes sense. So that's kind of how I'm using those up. The soy and shea, it worked pretty well. I'm using this now in the shower. I'm really liking my hair. I just want to make sure it's not quite as hard as my other two. I could squeeze it, and I think I could break it if I tried, but I don't want to try. I don't want to like squeeze it and ruin a bar of shampoo, but so I'm just going to test this for a little bit longer, really get through the whole life of that bar and see how it does when it gets a little smaller. So I'm calling them Burst because of the essential oil blend. It's nice. I really like the way it smells. So, and people are really liking my stimulating and Horsetail. The smell of them, they're really liking the smell of them, even though there's that vinegar in there. So that's a positive note too. It's not a complete turnoff to have vinegar in your shampoo bar. So anyway, I'm rambling. I'm tired. It's like day 3 of Covered Bridge Festival right now, and I'm trying to get this just taped and done. And yeah, and I have 0 service. I have 0. I can't take credit cards. I mean, there's nothing. It's like I'm completely cut off from the world. It's horrible. We do have downtime. And so I think tomorrow I'm going to take my laptop. Tomorrow should be slower. And yeah, I may edit some videos or something during the downtime. So that's why I'm down here finishing this tape so I can take my laptop and edit. Edit this up tomorrow when it's slow. But yeah, because I can't go on the internet. It's the horror. It's just the most horrifying, thing in the world, right? Is no internet. So guys, thanks for watching this just quick video, I hope, quick, of just my process of testing my shampoo bars that I'm wanting to make. I'm really enjoying the Lisa Lee's formulas, even though I am, you know, having to change them quite a bit. And I really like the soy and shea shampoo bar recipe that I got from her. So that was fun to use a recipe. I haven't used a recipe yet on I don't know. I've been a patron of, I think she's the third person, and I don't think I've ever used a recipe on all of them that I just enjoy. I guess I just enjoy supporting them maybe, and I don't have a need. I don't really feel I have much need for recipes, but Soy and Shea has a few that I think I may try. So that's fun to feel like I'm getting my money's worth a little bit. But anyway, guys, I'm rambling again. So I'm going to get off of here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Oh my goodness.